In early 2020, I began to experience some weakness in my right arm, and I went to doctors for about 7 to 8 months to try to figure out what was going on. And in October, a neurologist diagnosed me with ALS, which it was a devastating diagnosis.
It was we had just spent our first summer together, and we had gone on vacations and hiking and camping. And then, we had talked about maybe trying for kids sometime soon, trying to build a future and a home. Or like, when do we buy a home? Like, all of these things that we're trying to figure out on how to plan our future. And then he got diagnosed with ALS, and I feel like our worlds fell apart.
In the midst of all that, we were also just so sad that we had begun, thinking about having a kid and starting a family. And after my diagnosis, Mikey took a test, a pregnancy test, not just any test, but a pregnancy test that was negative. And that saddened us greatly. We thought, maybe the silver lining is maybe God doesn't want to bring a child into a situation like this. Well, 4 days after my diagnosis, she took another test and it was positive. And our world was just flipped upside down again.
Yeah.
And we thought, what have we done? Somehow that we had, gone off God's plan.
We thought we had made a mistake, and we thought that this wasn't good. Like, I didn't have a father growing up, and so that was like a really hard realization, that knowing that this kid is not going to have a dad. And it sucks because there's so many bad dads that get to be around, but he would be an amazing father, and he is an amazing father. And I'm sad that she's not going to get to know him. I think, after having Blake, we realized that she was such a joy and like a gift from God, one of the best gifts that we could have ever been given. And so fun to watch her run around or crawl around and just be happy. Like, she's such a cute girl and sweet.
She's got a nice big head like Dad.
She does.
It's not to say that this is not still difficult, but at the same time, we've had far more support than we could ever think to ask for. Babysitting, meals, cleaning, donations for us to take trips. Our family has even rearranged their living situations so that they could help us more when that becomes a need. It hasn't made it any less sad, but I think it's brought us far more joy to see God come through in so many ways.
There's a lot that we had to figure out with God, too. I was never angry with him about this. Like, I think something he's taught me through this is that I was specifically chosen to be his wife, and I get to help him alongside this. This isn't my first time through some hard suffering. And also, I feel like he has taught me that I get to be the way God loves him. Like, through me, God gets to show Keegan how much he loves him. And I think that is like such a joy to be able to be that person in his life, because it's so clear how much the Lord loves Keegan and is with him and with me. And every step of the way we have been grieved, but God comes through in everything.
One of the other things that I think God has really shown during this time is how sad I am, just thinking about our daughter. Her name is Blake, and how I won't be able to be a part of some of the things in her life that I really would like to be a part of. But at the same time, I think I have been so grateful to be able to hold her and talk to her and play with her, and knowing that those things are not a given. Just makes me so grateful. And I know that one day when I'm not in the picture and it's her and Mikey, that she will understand God's grace and his love far better than many people ever get to, just because I think we have seen God come through in so many ways that are just astounding. And my hope is that would better enable her to give it out and to be a powerful lover of other people for God.
It's kind of amazing to be able to work through all of these things. To work through all of these things and have God at your side throughout all this. And I am like, without a doubt, he is good. He is so good to us. And yes, Keegan has a fatal disease, but that doesn't change that he is good. And I think through this, I've become way more convinced of his goodness because of how much he's come through for us.
We're up against adversity and we're up against something very difficult, but there's nowhere else that I would rather be than trying to follow God. I count it a blessing to be a husband and a father, to be someone who gets to teach the Bible and impact others for God, and someone that gets to pray. I just think, what else would I do with a limited amount of time on earth and then what I'm doing right now? The moment I was diagnosed, everything that I own plummeted in value. I didn't care about whether my car was running well or not. I didn't care about how nice our furniture was, whether I felt happy with the things that I had. All I could think about is how much I wanted to just be with my wife and be with my loved ones. And I think when you have to confront the reality that at some point we're going to depart from this earth, it really causes you a gut check of what the values are. And I know, I don't have a question, I know that the most valuable thing on this earth are people, and that is what's worth putting time into. And I feel grateful to get to do that for however long I get to. And, I'm eager for the day that I'll be in heaven, when there'll be no more, weakness in my body, no more sad news, to share with people, and just no more suffering, and we'll be with God. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait. I think about all the things that make this world awesome. The people, the good times, the adventuring, the good food and drink, and getting to serve and relate to God. And the only things of value here are all the things that we're going to be doing in heaven. And I can't wait for that, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do some more of that here for a little while.